Today on ATV News, a dump truck slams into a Quality Inn to prevent further damage.
Random acts of vandalism leave car owners baffled.
And a Utah State volunteer coach is arrested.
Winning team, losing team, who won, who lost? I got that on your ATV Sports Report. It's all coming up right now.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Britta Anderson.
And I'm Autumn Struve. A Logan resident is being hailed a hero after thinking fast in what could have been a complete disaster in the middle of town.
Marie Pence was driving down 4th North when the brakes on her dump truck went out. Rescue workers used the jaws of life, and it still took almost half an hour to free Marcy Pence from the cab of her dump truck. But it could have been much worse.
I was at the intersection here at 400 North and Main Street, and I looked behind me and I saw this dump truck traveling towards me at a high rate of speed. I'm estimating about 50 miles an hour.
She was driving down 400 North when her brakes went out, and to prevent from hitting other cars, she pulled into this Phillips 66 parking lot, where she crossed this lawn right here and into the 7-Eleven parking lot, where she then crashed into the side of the Quality Inn. And now that the emergency vehicles have cleared, you can see just how incredible it was that no one else was injured during this event.
You know, my first thought was it was just somebody being foolish, and then I realized that the truck lost the brakes.
Somehow, Pence was able to drive for 6 blocks and through 3 major intersections without hitting any other vehicles. A 10-wheel dump truck going at that speed could have taken the lives of several people.
To be able to see what had occurred here and that no one else was injured or hurt is very remarkable.
This driver saved my life. I'm totally honest. I saved my life and the life of my daughters here. If that driver had not done those actions, had not taken the steps and precautions to avoid all the traffic, I would not be here right now.
Pence has a few bumps and bruises. Pence has a few bumps and bruises, but it's expected to make a full recovery.
A USU volunteer rugby coach was arrested on campus on claims that she had a sexual affair with a 17-year-old girl from Lehigh. 29-year-old Tara Earl was booked into the Utah County Jail on Thursday for investigation of 4 counts of unlawful sexual conduct.
First and foremost, safety of our students comes first, and in this case, of our community. So as soon as we saw what she was arrested for, we decided the appropriate action would be to remove her from her position immediately.
It kind of makes me mad. I don't like to associate Utah State with that, that sort of filth and stuff.
Earl is saying that her accuser made up the stories of sexual misconduct because the coach wouldn't have a relationship with her. Earl denies all of the allegations made against her.
2 random acts of vandalism left car owners in one Logan neighborhood looking for answers.
It went in here pretty easy to see since it knocked all the paint off. Came out the other side right
That
there.
is the condition Ian Goodman found his car in one morning last week, with bullet holes just above the left front wheel and in the rear door.
At this time, what we have is what we consider to be 2 random acts, drive-by shooting scenarios.
Just went through and hit some metal striders.
The first shot hit Goodman's car just above his wheel and shattered, but the second tore right through the door and lodged in a box of Kleenex. Police say sometime last week, a car driving along 600 North pulled out a gun and shot this vehicle. This is the second random attack of vandalism in the past week, and police are unsure if the 2 are connected. They do say, however, that the same caliber of weapon was used in both shootings.
We're not sure if this is just vandalism and or is it gang related. We just don't know. We're trying to work through the cases and try to understand that right now.
The second shooting happened just blocks away along 500 North when a visitor at a home noticed bullet holes in her car. Drive-bys like this in Logan are rare.
If it was a drive-by, it would be the first drive-by since like 1998. My fiance had just gotten here from Venezuela like 2 weeks before, so she's scared of America now.
Meredith Kinney, ATV News.
Police are still investigating the incidents and are asking anyone with information to contact the Logan Police Department.
Logan drivers may soon have to take a different route to their destinations. The Utah Department of Transportation announced road closures along 1000 West. The intersections at 1600 South and 1000 West is closed. It is also closed at 10th West and 2nd South, as well as 10th West and 10th South. Residents who live in that area can still access their homes from the north end of the bridge on 1000 West. The closure will remain in effect until the concrete poured along 1000 West has set.
Logan is on its way to becoming a winter wonderland.
A storm hit the valley over the weekend. Kelsey Keller did some storm chasing and has more on the fallen snow.
Snow, wind, and some more snow. Perhaps that's what you woke up to last Saturday morning. Maybe some drove with clenched jaws and white knuckles as they weathered the road conditions coming across Sardine Canyon, where the snow seemed to pack on the highway rather quickly, while others traveling through Sardine gave up on driving and decided to pull off to the side of the road and wait it out. Although there may not have been too many accidents this weekend, it's time to be prepared for the months ahead.
It seems to take a few storms before people realize they can't stop like they can on dry pavement. That snow's a little slicker, and they hit the snow-packed roads, and it really makes a big difference on how many accidents there are.
On top of the slick roads we had on Saturday, there was added confusion when a stoplight in North Logan went out, leaving the busy intersection on Main Street to be treated like a four-way stop.
But not everyone is dreading the winter conditions. Some people are looking forward to having a ball.
I love the winter. Every time it snows, I get really happy and sometimes choose to go skiing instead of go to class or work.
Maybe the skiers aren't tearing up Beaver quite yet, but the Saturday morning storm left the afternoon open for many people of all ages to come enjoy some sledding down Old Main Hill. Kelsey Keller, ATV News.
Thanks, Kelsey. It's always a good thing to be aware of those snow-packed roads during the winter months, especially when driving through the canyon.
Stay tuned for more ATV News. Thousands of men and women risk their lives to preserve our country's freedom. Many families have loved ones who are serving overseas at this very moment. Last Friday was a day of remembrance for all those soldiers and their families as the U.S. celebrated Veterans Day. A special ceremony took place on USU's campus where many students and members from the community gathered to hear the words of local veterans and pay tribute to all soldiers, living and deceased, who have defended our country. A moment of silence also occurred in honor of the 10th anniversary of 9/11. Afterwards, the sounds of bagpipes rang across campus throughout the entire day. Before and after the ceremony, names of fallen soldiers were read out loud in an effort to remember every man and woman who lost their life while serving in Iraq.
6 competitors are probably still loosening their belt buckles and scratching their bellies as they recover from the man versus girl competition that was held on Friday. The Center Street Grill holds an eating competition every other month where competitors try to snarf down a whopping 3.5-pound burger in only 45 minutes. The first one to complete the challenge is awarded $50 in gift certificates, a refund of $20 for entering the competition, and a barf bucket.
Don't want to eat this no more. Don't want to eat this no more. Stop, man. But I had to push through it.
I've done it twice. I've done the blue cheese and the cheeseburger now. Just think it's fun, and I want to keep doing it until I get it.
We even cut the weight down on the hamburger from 4 pounds to 3.5 to try and encourage or get some more winners, because that's the whole fun. And we got 2 tonight, almost 3.
I'm a man versus the girl. I took the grill down.
The next man versus girl competition will be held at the end of January, and seats usually fill up fast. So if you want to compete to eat, you'll need to sign up 2 weeks in advance to reserve your seat.
Class sizes are getting larger here at USU, and it may only be a matter of time before you end up just another face in the crowd.
To help ease your way into this situation, Randall Henry talked to professors around campus to get their opinion.
You might have begun to feel a little claustrophobic in your classes lately, but you're not alone. Class sizes are growing, and that neighbor who used to be a few feet away from you is now just a few inches. So how do professors feel about the larger classes?
So I am troubled by the fact that the French Revolution class, which once contained no more than 15 students, then reached 30, and now is approaching 50.
The classes will continue to grow, there's no doubt about it. But the reasons for students coming vary. Some people want to ensure better jobs. Some people want to reach higher forms of education. Some people want to party. Some people want to use the student loans to get through these tough economic times. Whatever the reasons, professors have to deal with larger classes. And they're trying their very best to bring the best education they can to us. Lower division classes are some of the busiest, while upper division classes see a drop-off in students. However, even these are busier than they used to be.
The larger the class size for the way I operate, the more difficult it would be for students.
No matter how many of these seats are filled or how many are brought in to accommodate students, professors say that they will bring all their knowledge and experience to the classroom for student success.
This has been Randall Henry with ATV News.
Larger class sizes may be guaranteed for some students, especially in lower division courses, but they do tend to get smaller in upper division classes. When we come back, we'll find out what Mother Nature has in store for us this weekend. Your ATV weather forecast is next.
Hey Aggies, this week Cache Valley is going to give us a bit of a snowy weather tease for what will hopefully turn into a white Thanksgiving next week. Nationally, we've got some predicted thunderstorms coming up here from the east, and over here we've got a cold front moving in from the north. And let me show you what that means over here on the satellite map. We'll see the air lifting up over here on the east coast, and that's warm air right there. And then coming around down here south is the cold air, which is bringing us all of that snow and precipitation. So let's take a look at our air quality, which you can see over here has climbing up to a 54, which has put us in the yellow zone for today. So not too terrible, but you might not want to spend lengthy amounts of time outdoors. Today is looking mostly sunny with a high at 42 and the low at 25 with some light clouds, which will hover right into Thursday. Savor the sun because we head right into rain and snow showers with the high staying around 47 and the low staying at 30. Don't get too comfortable with those temperatures though, because Friday we're heading right back down to a high of 44 and a low of 24 with a chance of rain and snow showers. Those snow percentages will go up to 50% Saturday, where the temperatures will creep even lower with a high in 34 and the low staying at a chilling 10 degrees. Sunday the snow showers will begin to let up with a high at 37 and the low at 18 degrees. Then, fortunately, just in time to head back to class and be kept indoors all day, we finally get some sun Monday with the high at 37 and the low at 16. But hopefully you won't spend all day in class and we'll get to play in that white Christmas cream all the way to Tuesday, where the temperatures will rise to a high of 40 and the lows will go down to 90. That's the weather report for you today. Stay tuned. ATV Sports is up next.
It's getting cold outside, and that means one thing. Aggie basketball. Let's get into it. All right. Students camped outside the Spectrum for 3 days in anticipation for the home opener against, that's right, BYU. The stadium filled up in no time, bringing the frozen students into the warmth of the Spectrum, and everybody was pumped, prepared with their signs and their Scotsman hands ready. Everyone who came from the bench helped the Aggies, bringing in the easy tip-ins and the occasional swoosh from a three-pointer. Working it inside, that's Morgan Grimm. Preston Medlin with the layup. He was on fire all night. Brady Jardine with the easy lay-in. He finished the night with 10 points. There he is again. Brady Jardine with the and one. Bernil outside, he had 8 points on the night. Big guy shooting a three, always weird. It was a close game at the half, with the Aggies only leading 30-28. Again, Jardine. Payne would lead the Aggies with 21 points. Medlin also with 15. Always freaking out after he gets a good play, as he should. The Aggies dominated in the second half, beating the Cougs 62-69. Preston Medlin again for 3. Watch him freak out. It's great. You gotta love that enthusiasm. Payne to Jardine with the hammer. Stu was pretty excited about the night.
Games are a special thing in the Spectrum, and that was an awfully good win for our team, for our inexperienced team. We just kind of battled. I was really pleased with the fact that we could out-rebound them. Their size is certainly a factor. It's two teams that it's early in the year and a lot of turnovers, and we didn't play particularly smart at the end of the game, but we were struggling against the zone. There were a lot of things that went on in that game, but we found a way.
Straight into the Weber game from last night in the D Event Center down in Ogden. Medlin tried to get the team on their feet, but it wasn't enough. Weber was there with 3s to answer. Weber State was shooting 66% from the 3-point line. Only 16 of their points were 2-pointers. It was unreal. USU would only log 1 assist on the night in the second half. The Aggies also got killed at the free throw line, only shooting 60%. They were 23 times at that free throw line. Here we see Morgan Graham working it in. The Aggies rallied in the second half, but it just wasn't enough. I like that play. Burnell tipping it back in. Another dunk by Brady Jardine, but Stu wasn't too happy on the night.
We kind of got dominated tonight, especially in the first half. I thought Weber State really played well. They deserve all the credit. They're a really good basketball team, and we're quite a ways away from being a very good basketball team. The way they shot the ball in the first half was amazing, and Danforth has an unbelievable night. They only have eight 2-point goals, so the 3-point shooting, which was our number 1 key defensively, and obviously we didn't get it done. We've got a lot of leaks right now that we got to get plugged up before we're going to be very good.
How about those Weber State Wildcats? Probably the best team in the state right now. The Aggies will be back in the Spectrum this Saturday when they take on the Southern Utah T-Birds. Tip-off is at 7:05. Be there. That's not all we've got in Aggie sports. The football team ran back into Romney Stadium last Saturday to take on the San Jose State Spartans. It's a tongue twister. They were coming off a huge win against Hawaii in Hawaii 2 weeks ago. Could they come back and do it again? It's a cold day in Logan, but the fans still came out to support the guys while they played snow. Jacobs was killing it all week. Here you see him with the 14-yard catch and run. That'd lead to a touchdown. And again, here's a 40-yard pass from quarterback Adam Kennedy, who was in for the still injured Chucky Keaton, who got hurt again at Hawaii. Jacobs thought he could run this one, but he couldn't. He was down. That would lead to a touchdown. Right here, Turbin rushes it for 25 yards to bring in the first touchdown. He had a killer rushing game, breaking the limit of 1,000 yards on the season, which was his goal. They're still working on getting 2 more running backs into that. Turbin wasn't the only one bringing the touchdowns in. Running back Michael Smith breaks this one for 60 yards to get the play of the game. Look at that. Are you kidding? Can't be touched. The Aggies come back to win this one, 34-33. Coach Anderson is happy for his boys.
What can I say? Where can I start? Tremendous victory. Tough group of young men. Started slow, but what a way to end it. Came back again. I told them last week they were down and out on 9.5 count, and this week they were probably down and out on a 9 3/4 count, and find a way to crawl up off the mat and step up and play again, and made plays. And
the football team now heads to Moscow to take on Idaho this Saturday. We wish the best of luck to our Aggies playing this weekend. That's it for Aggie Sports. Keep watching for more ATV News.
It was a live-action video game in the TSC Thursday night with the Angry Birds obstacle course. Melissa Pearl Youngberg was there to see the birds fly.
Students tried their skills in a life-size Angry Birds game. Live-action Angry Birds has become more and more popular in today's culture.
Something about a slingshot.
This seems kind of fun.
This is pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie, you know.
I think that actually being able to hold the slingshot in your hand and fire the bird yourself is a lot. It's more exhilarating than
just the finger swipe.
Yeah.
Though some people like to just sit back and relax.
I like the special effects mostly of doing it on my phone, and I can do it whenever I want to.
So of course, I had to try it.
All right, let's see how fun this is.
You're gonna miss.
And as the night went on, it's time to find a winner who could complete the course in the shortest amount of time.
First prize is an iPod Touch. 52 seconds. James.
If you're not first, you're last.
Melissa Pearl Youngberg, ATV News.
The Angry Birds obstacle course was a part of USU's Education Days put on by ASUSU to get students involved. They hope to do it again next year, so Aggies, keep working on your skills.
Students decided to host a Battle of the Bands competition in the Nelson Fieldhouse to raise money for the SEED organization located here on campus. Money was raised through ticket sales, groups, and band members sold.
The SEED program does micro business loans to Africa as well as to people in South America, just to try and help get their businesses going.
Four bands from the community battled it out for one cash prize, and the group was able to raise more money than planned.
International students at USU paraded their traditional outfits during the International Fashion Week. Nadia Johari grabbed the front row to catch the latest in fashion from around the world.
Dominican Republic, Jamaica, China. In conjunction with Diversity Week, the International Fashion Show dazzled students with diverse traditional outfits.
So, today is the first day of the International Education Week, which is held together with Diversity Week. And the purpose of this event is to promote diversity, to teach students about new cultures, about new countries in the world. And today here we have a fashion show, which is the first event of this week. And here we had students from different countries showing their traditional costumes and outfits, basically representing their home countries.
One of the students performed a traditional Indian dance.
As international students, we take pride in our traditional attire. However, as Western influence spread throughout our countries, we tend to dress in more westernized style.
Although the attendance number was low, students said that it was still an entertaining event. Nadia Johari, ATV News.
The Miss and Mr. International pageant will be held at the Ellen Eccles Conference Center Auditorium this Friday at 7 p.m. Admission is free.
Students travel abroad for school, and now they're showing off their pictures in the 2011 Study Abroad photo contests. Students who have studied abroad in the past year have submitted photos for 3 categories: Aggie Spirit, People, and Places. The photos will be displayed until Friday across from the TSC Ballroom between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The photo contest gives you the opportunity to see where other students have been and learn more about the different study abroad opportunities available at Utah State. Each student is allowed to vote on 1 photo per category. Thanks for watching ATV News. I'm Autumn Struve.
I'm Britta Anderson.
And I'm Ryan Bayless. We'll see you next time, Aggies.